Hey guys, this is the Bolex camera, and you can see it comes in this pretty nice case. The lock is broken, and I don't have the key either. But so let's open this up and see what the Bolex camera looks like. I've had a couple of these Bolexes. I had an EL. This is the Pilar Bolex, made in Switzerland. I ran a couple spools of film through it before we take it out. Maybe let's look around a little. In 1965, from Coburn Film Shop in Eugene, Oregon. I think this is a repair instruction, so this camera is probably even older than that. So it was the thread stripped on the winding crank, and I think that might be the case now, because it might be stripped. So this was the repair cost in 1965, 13 bucks. Let's look through some other stuff. Here's the instruction manual. Bolex H8. So this is not the 8. This is the 16 millimeter. I don't know why it has it here, but it's still pretty cool. 8, that's what it is. H16 90271. And this is the instructions for it. It's a pretty interesting camera. And this is how you load the camera with film. You can see you put the spool up here and you just wind it through and it goes this way and that way. You know, with digital cameras, you really must like film, but this is kind of a collector's item. This is what exposure times. A little chart. Warranty from 1964. We guarantee that your equipment has been carefully serviced and inspected and tested using high quality testing equipment and procedures. Okay, here we go. Here's the camera. This is kind of cool. It's a trigger for the camera. You know, I haven't used this in such a long time that I don't really know how to use it. So here's the tripod mount, and what you would do, you would put this right here. So this will go like this, and then this will. Now we can hold it with one hand like this. See, this now touches this. Oh, that's just the trigger, like manually, I guess. What is this? Oh, that brings the trigger out like this. With this particular camera, and there was a receipt in the case for fixing it, is that this is stripped. This is the winding mechanism, and you can see like it's just loose, and I think this screw over here is stripped. I bet there's an easy way of fixing it, because you know, it doesn't seem too complex, but as it is, it's stripped. Here you adjust your exposure or your film speed, and this is, I guess, the exposure. And this is kind of cool. This is the speed of the motor. You can see it's got 3 lenses, and this uses a turret system. So you can move the lenses like this. A lot of people were asking me what lenses come on this camera. This is a Steinhauer Munchen Cassar, and this is a 3.5 75 millimeter lens. So this is the other lens. It's got a Tiffin adapter. This is a Lightar 1.9 25 millimeter. That's a fairly fast lens, 1.9. Wide angle, Ilgit 13 millimeter 2.5 wide angle. Camera, you don't see through the lens, you see through this viewfinder. This just provides a little magnification. So if you want to use the telephoto lens, for example, you might want to put this lever out, and then you see a little bit closer. If you look here, I don't know if it's, you can see the lenses going out. It's a very clever thing. It's kind of interesting to note that a lot of TV people use these for journalism. They're very reliable. This one does have the the crank mechanism that needs work because it's stripped. So on the back, you just look through that little peephole, and this is you adjust your sight right here, I believe. So this is where you would load the film. Really pretty interesting. This would tell you how much feet left you have on the roll. So this is the Bolex camera, and it's a pretty interesting camera. It's the h16, and if you have any other questions, just post up in the video below.